All right, it's party time. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show's Monday. Sara Gonzales. If you didn't know that, it is Monday.
Oh boy, do I know it.
It's exciting. How you feel?
I feel okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You look good.
Thank you.
You're like a fembot.
Thank you.
That's what you were going for?
That's what I was going for, exactly.
I'm not sure that I know what a fembot is. I think I know. You're very AI. Is this the real Sara Gonzales?
I don't know. Maybe
one?
I'm a hologram.
Yeah. Look at those shoes. Look at those
hooker.
Poker? Yeah. You say hooker or poker? Poker. I'm not touching Sara Gonzales. Let's love Brandon and Super Chris Cruz at the helm. And my favorite person, Kayla. Oh, look at Kayla over there. Should we let the cat out of the bag? That this is Mark's last week.
Yeah.
The Puppet Master Mark is moving on to brighter horizons. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to tell his business, but he's leaving. And he's not here, so we're talking about him.
You say brighter horizons, but I seem to recall a young Mark Tate leaving previously and then coming right back here. So I think he will be back, actually.
Could be.
I think he will be back.
Yeah, it could be.
They always come back.
The thing is, everybody, they think I must be toxic because everybody leaves me. Producers, co-hosts, wives, they all leave. And apparently, if you read social media, I'm a horrible, horrible human being.
The worst.
But I'm good at sex. I can tell you that.
I would not know.
Oh, they're still talking about it years later. I know that.
You
wouldn't
notice.
Know that. Yeah.
I wouldn't know it personally.
Yeah.
I have noticed, and we have had frequent conversations, that women just can't seem to get over you.
I guess.
It's fascinating.
I guess. I'm kidding, Mom. I'm not really good at sex. Never had any of that. I have 4 children, and I got to see 2 of them this weekend, and it was fantastic. And my kids are such nerds. They went to Comic-Con in Atlanta.
That is so funny.
With their mother. 3 of them went to Comic-Con in Atlanta, and so they're nerds. I said, "You're going to a nerd convention," and they were like, "We can't wait."
That is so funny.
Yeah, they're funny kids.
I mean, you're kind of a nerd too. A
little bit.
You're just like a cool nerd.
I'm a cool nerd. My kids are funny, though, in that they're so dadgum smart. And so I went to lunch the other day, and everybody, I put on there, Olivia said something funny. Jordan made the comment. She's like, I couldn't live without McDonald's, because we went to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were in this little nowhere place, and that's all there was. And so we were sitting down in McDonald's, and she goes, I couldn't live without McDonald's. And Olivia goes, I'm not sure I can live with it. And so she got such a quick wit,
Yeah.
so funny. And so I'm like, I kept telling them, I was like, so much of us. It's funny when you watch your kids when they become adults and how much of you is in them, right? Mm-hmm. Just the attitude and the outlook and the things that just come out of their mouth. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
Finding that out with my 10-year-old more and more every day.
Yeah, it's weird to watch.
Where did that sass come from?
Little mini-me, which it goes back to the whole point that I've tried to make in the last few weeks, and I'm not done talking about it, and that is these roles in society. Yeah. That there's a place for a father, there's a place for a mother, And listen, this is the thing I was thinking about last night. Men and women are not equal.
Right.
Men and women are not equal. Listen, that would mean that men and women are the same, and we're not the same. All men aren't equal. All women aren't equal. We're just not. I mean, if you call a babysitter, is it going to be a dude?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. There's things that are far better done by women.
Yep.
Far better. And it's like, but I look at these roles and I'm like, I love to see that expression play itself out when people just kind of know who they are, know what their role is in life, what they're there to do, and they do it, Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, what do I know? I mean, it seemed to work in civilization for millennia, but here we are.
And now that we're trying this brand new men and women are equal and you can be either one in the same day if you want to. Also, a lot of mental illness, I noticed.
There's a lot, but let me tell you something. There's a shampoo. That will make you feel equal.
Oh.
It is, and we have the commercial for that.
Oh, boy.
And I know everybody's dying to see it. If you're listening by way of podcast, trust me, you are missing this. Play that clip for me, please, Chris.
I think to let people present themselves authentically creates a much more beautiful world.
All right, that's Pantene and then their little rainbow ribbons. And they showed transgender people and all this kind of stuff, which, I mean, I guess transgender people wash their hair too. But when the person narrating the commercial says, "I love it when people show their authentic selves," and there was so much silicone pumped into that face.
Like, what? Who thought that was a good idea to say that at the time they're putting that image up?
Horrendous. Look, you want to get fake boobs? Get fake boobs. You want to plump your lips up? You want to put cement in your ass? Do it. You want to put on more makeup? Do it. I think everything that can be prettier should be prettier. Okay, I believe that, but don't pass that off and say, "Oh, I'm so authentic." Right. It's just like, come on. Like, what did I text you yesterday? I said I saw that picture of you and the family. Y'all were at some thing spending money.
Aquarium, yeah.
And I was like, you are so pretty without makeup.
Yeah.
But you are. And I sent you that text. I said, your family's beautiful. And I was like, you are so pretty without makeup. Because it's like a different Sarah. It's like a whole different person. You can go almost incognito, right? It's a different look. And I'm like, the older I get, the more I just want to be me, right?
The more you appreciate authenticity.
Like I don't really want to come out and be a character to you. I don't. I did the shows in Birmingham this past weekend, Friday, Saturday night, huge crowds. It was fantastic.
That's great.
Packed. And what's funny is our shows are getting full rooms again because social media is not censoring me as much anymore, simply because I'm not running for office or anything like that. So it's kind of weird. Screw you, social media. But I didn't wear a cowboy hat. So I did 2 nights of shows. I didn't wear a cowboy hat. And there were a lot of people who were like, and I was like, I didn't feel like wearing it. I didn't feel like bringing it. I didn't even wear boots. I was like, they were like, who are you right now? And I was like, I just don't, and it was just in that moment, it just didn't give me any F's. I was like, this is the way I want to be right now.
You really didn't think that through when you started doing your truck videos, wearing your cowboy hat, that you would be tied to it forever.
Yeah, because I was doing an equestrian. Now listen, I come out of that world, right? So,
but traveling, getting on planes
with it and all that stuff.
I mean, that's a pain.
It's a lot. And so I was doing a television show, a travel show, an equestrian lifestyle show, and so I had the hat. That's when I went viral, and everybody, of course, started expecting it. Now I wear the hat for a completely different reason, because I used to do cowboy shit. I don't do cowboy shit anymore, really. I own some things that, by definition, puts me in the cowboy shit category, but. My hands are soft these days. My hands are very soft because I'm not working real hard. It's so not with the manual labor, but I look at these things and I'm like, trying to, I wear the hat because it pisses people off. It wears the trolls out. They can't stand it. Cosplay cowboy. Look at it being a fake. Yeah, whatever makes you focus on things. And here's the deal. A dude in a cowboy hat has been right about pretty much everything for all these years. It's amazing. And all you scholars out there, all you writers for the New York Times and the Post and all these, media people, y'all were wrong. Sarah got it right. I got it right. Listen, we now know, based on the Department of Energy, what they've said is that they are pretty much positive that the COVID virus was because of a lab leak in China. It was from China. So we said that all along. Yep. But by using the excuse of racism, disinformation was pushed. Yep. Anybody that said another narrative was penalized. Using the excuse of racism, we were silenced because it stopped free speech. It stopped free debate. All because of the excuse of you're being racist. No, we're being honest. We weren't being racist. We were being honest. And we were right all along. See, that's the thing. When people start crying racism and all this kind of, it shuts people down. Yep. What have I said for all these years on this show? If you can label somebody, you can categorize them and you can marginalize them and you don't have to hear what they have to say because they come with a label. And that is bullshit when it comes to society, Sarah. It's bullshit.
I agree. I went back. In fact, if those who watched my show will probably saw this. I went back and looked earlier today at just the headlines that we saw in 2020 that were, far right conspiracy theory is debunked, and all of these, you were a far right conspiracy theorist if you dared question the official narrative. And here we are. As it turns out, we were right all along once again.
I have the trolls who say to me, "Oh yeah, but you said it was a cold and it was a hoax." No, I did not say that. And that, to me, that drives me crazy, that if you want to debate me or any of us, at least care enough to do the research to bring a feasible argument back. Like, give me an example. We do these flags, and we're selling the heck out of them, rwcflag.com. And, that Jesus is Lord. And people really have a problem with this kindness is everything phrase right here. And I'm like, you guys you're missing the troll quality of this flag.
Right.
People are like, kindness is not everything. No. The whole, in this house, we believe Black Lives Matter and women's health and all this kind of stuff. At the bottom, they say kindness is everything. So when we say these things, we want to see if you truly believe that. So that's what theirs says. So we put it on there. But no, we sell these things and people get on there and they want to troll you and they say, well, you shouldn't have to I bet your neighbors love you. You shouldn't have to put that out there on a sign. You should just live it out. And you guys are a bunch of fascists and racists. I can't believe that you would say anything like that. And I'm like, okay, provide me some samples. Give me some examples of me being racist.
Fascist, any of them.
Any of those things. Provide me some. Oh, well, the fact that you even have to ask that. No, I literally want you to do it. I want you to do it.
Right.
But so again, you're a far right extremist. All these things, and now you've been proven right. You've been proven right. But look at all the different things that they've told us over the years. At this point, everything they say is wrong.
Right.
Everything they say is wrong.
But I think that it's important, an important distinction to make, and maybe you disagree, but I think that there's a difference in being wrong intentionally and unintentionally. This, according to what we know, you've got the top people, you've got Dr. Anthony Fauci, all of these people who were in the know this whole time.
Thank you for bringing that up.
This was an intentional lie.
Yeah.
This was they knew exactly what they were doing when they told the American people that this came from a wet market and it was from a bad batch of bat soup. All of these things that they said in the moment, they knew that they were lying, and we paid the salaries for all of them.
Yeah. And where's the accountability?
Right.
Where's the accountability? Because we can sit there and blame China. Listen, it originates here.
Yeah.
The funding, they were doing it here. They were funding it there. They were funding it in Ukraine, by the way. The biolabs are in Ukraine. And so all these places around the world. At what point in time do we clean house here?
Right.
And bring those bastards in front of Congress, in front of a hearing, and say, all right, give an account. That's why we did that shirt on realwomensclub.com. Indict Fauci, and people are like, indict him for what? This, bitch. This.
Prosecute Fauci.
This. Prosecute Fauci. Yeah. This.
Yep.
He knew. He absolutely knew what was going on. Took the funding, propagated it, and to your point, there's a difference between misinformation and disinformation. What they engaged in was a disinformation campaign. Misinformation is when you don't know. Disinformation is when you know and you're knowingly lying about it. They knew. And Rand Paul, God bless the senator from Kentucky, knew all along, and he was the only one that I know of truly who went hardcore after Fauci.
Yeah.
And to what extent? What are we going to get out of it?
Yeah.
I want the son of a bitch behind bars.
I think that would be
nice.
Right. That would be a pleasant outcome for him after what he did. And I would say, as much as they wanted to put so many Americans' lives on Donald Trump, who wasn't supposed to be the expert here, I would argue that Dr. Fauci is responsible for all of those deaths.
He is. 100%. This is crimes against humanity. To the tune of millions of lives. And now, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say you also throw in the fact that he was also pushing doctors to not give early treatment.
Yeah.
Right? Because they knew that if they had early treatment, that they wouldn't be able to push this emergency use authorization for a vaccine.
Bastards.
Right. So, you are talking about epic levels of crimes against humanity.
Yeah. And doctors have lost their licenses. And now you got this forced jab crap going on, the mandates that went on, forget the shutdowns and all that, but now they're poisoning people with this. And we got to go to a break, but I guess my blood boiling.
Me too.
I mean, I want somebody held accountable for this thing.
If someone's blood is not boiling, they are not paying attention.
Exactly. This was a disinformation campaign. And again, using the excuse of racism, you couldn't talk about it honestly. Well, now we know. We'll be right back. All right, okay. It's old news by now, but the Woody Harrelson Saturday Night Live clip from the monologue, which, by the way, I didn't realize that's the 5th time he's hosted SNL. A little side piece of trivia. That's very rare for somebody to host Saturday Night Live 5 times. But Woody Harrelson has, and it's a weird world we're living in when you find yourself agreeing with people like Woody Harrelson or Bill Maher or Russell Brand more than you do the Southern Baptist Convention. And I take that thought directly from Steve Deace, who tweeted those very words using those people and the Southern Baptist Convention. And I was like, I can't say it any better than that, so I'm just going to steal Steve's words here. He wouldn't mind. But in case you missed it, play that clip of that monologue, please.
So the movie goes like this. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is going to believe that crazy idea?
Yeah. Nobody laughed. The people didn't know what, the sheep in that audience did not know what the hell to do with themselves.
Wonder how many of them were masked.
I would say a lot, probably. It's New York City, so I would assume.
It may still be required there.
Required.
Who knows?
I mean, certain audiences are. I've seen them. Like Woody Harrelson, let me give him respect in that I think he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
I think he's always been a great actor. But a douchebag of human being, okay? I mean, ideologically, polar opposites from anything, just a douchebag of a human being. But he probably would say the same thing about me if he knew me. And that's okay. It's okay to disagree with people and call them a douchebag, all right? You got to qualify these things. One of my daughters, they went to Comic-Con. I told you she met Ralph Macchio, Karate Kid, and I commented on her picture. I said, you should have kicked him right in the face. They immediately sent me a warning saying, you got to delete this comment.
No.
This is what happens when the bots take over.
Oh, no.
This is what happens when the bots take over. You start getting demerits. So, but Harrelson is a moron. What's your take on that whole deal? Is that he's pushing conspiracy theories? Is it?
No. Show me the lie. Show me the lie. I mean, I love when Woody Harrelson can be called an anti-vax conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys got to rethink your entire narrative here.
Yeah.
Because he is anything but.
Now, everybody's like, oh, pat on the back for Woody Harrelson. Wow, yeah. Now, listen, don't get into that he's one of us bullshit like we tend to do. He's not.
No.
And first of all, I'd like to kick his ass simply because where were you 3 years ago, bro?
Right.
Where have you been this whole time? Now, I appreciate the fact that there's some people out there who are starting to get a little red-pilled over a lot of things, such as the vax and the COVID. And you kind of look back in hindsight's 2020 and you go, did we really do that?
Right.
Did we really put up with all that for 2 years? And now they're shoving this crap in. And, you know, this vaccine thing, I don't even know if we're allowed to say that word anymore. But this vaccine thing, let me just say, if there was a Yelp review for the vaccines, how many 1 stars would that be? Because how many people are saying, listen, I have family members who got vaccinated, and they said, worst thing ever, made me so sick. Made me so sick. Can you imagine going to a restaurant and saying, I ate there and it made me so sick? And you're going to leave a Yelp review.
Yeah.
1 star. Maybe it's fine for everybody else, but I had a shitty experience.
Right.
If that vaccine, because again, there's a lot of things going on in the world today that weren't going on a few years ago. I mean, how many damn headlines can we post talking about 31-year-olds, 24-year-olds, kids dying? I mean, I was never really good at even saying myocarditis. I still can't say it well. Now I see it every day.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, if the vaccine was a Yelp review. So anyway, Woody Harrelson is too little too late, dude. Why didn't you use that platform a long time ago and have the forward? Don't look back. That's what bugs me so much, Sarah. It's real good for us to look back and say, oh, well, now I can interpret reality. Well, that's crap.
Yeah.
Learn to look forward and interpret it.
Well, I mean, it's also, not, I think it's kind of taking the cowardly way out, right? Like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until more people are saying this position. And now you're going to come out.
Now I'm going to be provocative.
You're going to be really bold by saying the things that we've been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do want to give him, I would give credit where credit is due. Doesn't sound like you would, but I think anyone who wants to talk about this, knowing that they're going to get those crappy headlines written about them.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying something.
I will give him the credit that it took balls to do that.
Right.
In that audience, on that platform, I will give him the credit for that.
Even in his inner circle.
Yeah.
Right? In his industry.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
that
wish that
does take some balls.
Yeah. I just wish that it was before.
Yeah, it should have come sooner.
Yeah.
It's like I don't mean to derail, but Taylor Swift when she wrote
love
that
her.
song. When she wrote that song about it's okay to be gay or whatever it was, and it was like 2019, and everyone was like, yeah, nobody has a problem with gay people. Like, why are you doing this now? This isn't stunning. This isn't brave. Nobody has a problem now, and you act like you're going to be courageous to talk about something that we've already decided was okay to talk about.
It's like I said a couple of weeks ago. It's like Sam Smith going after Christianity by pretending to be Satan. Everybody goes after Christianity.
Right.
Go after Muhammad.
Right.
Do that. Put your neck on the line, dude.
Right. Exactly.
Pull a Salman Rushdie. Pull one of those deals. Ooh, so stunning and brave. You're a pimp. Speaking of assholes that make music, Brad Paisley and Volodymyr Zelensky. Oh, yeah. That's the duet I always wanted to hear. Thank you, country music. Yeah, Brad Paisley and a Ukrainian cokehead. I have no words for the nonsense that's going on right now. And speaking of just, let's see if we can get into this. Do I want to wait till the next deal? Let's hang on. I want to wait till the next segment or truly get into this. But since I sort of segued talking about Ukraine, enough about Woody Harrelson. Since I sort of segued about, did you see Mike Pence's speech?
I didn't.
He gave? You haven't seen it?
No.
I want to pinch these people's head. Yes. I really you are a pimple, dude, and I want to pop you. I want to like Mike Pence. There's things about Mike Pence I want to like the guy, but then I'm like, what YMCA have you been showering in, bro? Because what is going on in that brain, bro? You have the speech. Play that clip. Play it.
Also seen free nations of the world unite to stand with the Ukrainian people and stand up to Russian aggression. As the leader of the free world, more than 50 countries, from the Indo-Pacific to Europe to North America, are now providing vital military aid to support Ukraine, and we will not stop providing it until victory is achieved. Today, our highest goal for Ukraine must be the restoration of peace as quickly as possible. And I submit to you, the fastest path to peace is to help Ukraine win the war. Even after the initiation of hostilities, the Biden administration was repeatedly slow in providing Ukraine critical weapons systems like missiles and tanks, only later to relent under public pressure. Make no mistake, this is not America's war. But if we falter in our commitment to providing the support to the people of Ukraine to defend their freedom, our sons and daughters may soon be called upon to defend ours.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Excuse me. No. How is it possible that a Republican, his argument is the Biden administration isn't doing enough for Ukraine?
Right. And was slow
Well, right.
in providing.
Right. He's criticizing them, but because they were too slow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now let me give you the footnote that we have to do all the damn time. There's no good guys in this battle.
No.
Vladimir Putin is a piece of garbage too. Just like Vladimir Zelensky. Okay. So we have to put that caveat every time. We're not pulling for anybody here. No. We want this thing to go away.
Right.
And I understand there's those out there who say, well, the quicker we support this and help them win it, it goes away. No, it doesn't. It continues to escalate. And with this type of rhetoric and this type, first of all, is Mike Pence holding an office right now?
No.
So what the F does he have to say we are going to provide? I'm sorry, bro. You don't get to sign the papers to spend my tax dollars anymore. Where you come up with this stuff? He doesn't have the authority to do jack. You were vice president, dude. Now you're technically unemployed. At least by the federal government. I'm sure he's over some whatever cause or institute or something, going on. But, bro, you don't even have the authority to say those words. And to say, if we don't help him just drop this thing then our sons and daughters are going to be called on. Not mine.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Bet.
Not mine.
You see if my sons show up for that.
Not mine. There you go. Not mine. See, here's the thing. They're going to keep pushing this. They're going to keep poking. And everybody will say, oh, you people on the right, you conservatives, y'all just all talk. Listen, I'm just telling you.
Try me.
My kid's not going to that.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Nope.
Put me in prison.
Nope.
It ain't going to happen.
Nope. Well, put me in prison. You're going to have to find me first. You won't.
You won't find me.
You won't.
Yeah.
You won't find my kids either.
That's right. Gone.
It's just, it's so disingenuous too to hear people on the left and people on the left and apparently Mike Pence also who are like, well, but you're the land of the free. You have to fight for freedom. It's like, dude, do you understand how many other countries around the world have really, really horrible things that are happening to them, have conflicts? You've got border conflicts going on all the time. The United States is only involving themselves in this one because it benefits them.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit us.
Yeah.
But it benefits all the higher ups who have been laundering all this money through Ukraine and been, right and left, all of the government officials who have been in bed with Ukraine for all this time.
Yeah,
yeah, that's why they're involved.
Yeah.
Not because they give a shit about freedom.
Yeah, and then the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, he tweeted the other day about how we're going to do everything we can or whatever. And I was like, bro, they must really have the goods on you guys.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what trafficking things y'all have funded or money's been laundered or what, but they really got y'all by the balls.
Think about all of the war-torn areas that are not Ukraine and Russia. All of the conflicts that are going on.
They're going on right now.
We're not doing any of this for.
Yeah, going on right now.
Right now. And I could argue we're only doing it for what, the white people?
I made that argument months ago.
Right? Like...
Listen,
seems kind of racist to me.
It's happening in Africa.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody knows about that.
No one gives a shit.
No one. It is happening right now.
Yes.
In Africa.
It's been happening
African
for a very,
nations.
very, very long time. These people have been, suffering.
Right.
Where are their weapons? Oh, well, we just care about freedom. No. Got to think a little harder on that one.
All right, hang tight. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, well, what do we want to talk about? All right, let's talk about this. You remember back when television shows had a kind of a routine but solid plot, and the dialogue didn't sound like a 12-year-old wrote it during an expository fever dream. The genders like television stations were easy to remember. You didn't have to run through a whole list of stuff and be woke, Well, Rolling Stone magazine. Remember when Rolling Stone magazine used to write about music? I remember back when MTV used to show videos. But let's go back to Rolling Stone for a minute. I want you to flash forward to the present. And this is kind of messed up. Rolling Stone recently published an article in which the writer, who is, by the way, an LGBTQ activist by the name of Ernest Owens, made the claim that cancel culture is actually good for democracy. That's right. Here's what he said. He said, and I quote, "Cancel culture has leveled the playing field for those who can't always rely on the government to protect them." Yeah, I want you to let that sink in. He said, "Bigots are protected under the First Amendment to fuel disgusting rhetoric without state-sanctioned consequences. Cancel culture is the poison to those in power that have benefited from unchecked free speech." Yeah. He wrote that in Rolling Stone magazine. Now, my natural reaction to something like that, and probably yours as well, is to, just kind of yet again apply in a begging and pleading tone to the nearest plastic surgeon to see if he'll give me those giant middle finger extensions that I've so been wanting for all these years, because try as though I might with these digits the good Lord gave me, I just don't think I can express enough FUs to this nice gentleman. Now, I will admit, seemingly paradoxically, but only on the surface, he's got a point. He does have a point. It truly is the case that cancel culture is a kind of workaround to what the left perceives is a failing of the law. So believe me, if they could have people jailed for saying things they don't like and not have to do the whole cancel culture bit in the first place, they'd take that. In the annals of history, it's always easier to sick the law on somebody than it is to go after them in enough of a public way that it stands some chance of ruining their lives. But since we still live in a free country, for the moment anyway, the miserable specter of cancel culture looms over everything we on the right do, that we try to continue getting the message out. Everything we do to try to get that message out is subject to cancel culture at any given time. So the time for the portion of the this conversation we're having now, this is where I want to give you some advice. Because the truth is, you weren't any more surprised to hear this activist writer's hot take between the pages of Rolling Stone magazine than I was. You're not gasping in horror at this. You already know this is their opinion. It follows the basic logical circuit employed by the left, which says, no, that horrible thing isn't happening. Pause. Yes, it's happening, and it's a good thing. It is. So here's my advice. Very simple, and it runs along the same route as me telling you to get your kids out of public school. Put it succinctly, conservatives, we need to work very, very hard over the next decade or so to make it impossible to be canceled, okay? We rely on social media for our livelihoods. They've just changed the game. It's how we go to market these days. Listen, it opens a weakness in our armor that can be and often is exploited. So whether it's a parallel social media economy that we have to build or some shifting of our own paradigm which allows us to flourish among the good citizens of this country, we have to begin the pullout from the mainstream, and we have to begin it now. So imagine what the Ernest Owenses of the world who wrote that article would think when canceling us isn't even an option anymore. It's a hard thing to do, Sarah. We live in this world. We don't want to be, so enslaved by the tools that are out there, but here we are. Here we are.
Here we are.
And the bigotry of free speech, because these people that I disagree with have the right to say things that I don't want to hear in my ear holes. Tough shit, Ernest. I mean, I hear things all the time I don't want to hear. I just showed you an ad for shampoo where they're pushing a whole ideology and a narrative on this deal. I don't want to be bombarded with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not. At no time have I said you can't do that. You can't show that commercial. Somebody, God, when was it? Somebody came up and said something to me in person the other day. Said, "Why do you have such a problem with people doing drag shows?" I said, I don't. Why aren't you paying attention?
Right.
I said, it's when they involve children. Mm-hmm. That's what we have a problem with. Mm-hmm. You can drag it up all you want. I can stay out of the room while you're doing that. Or I can go in there and have a beer and laugh my ass off at some of you. I can do that. But when you involve kids, it's a whole new story. Right?
Right.
So
it's a little bit of nuance there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing of just wanting to cancel you out because of obscenity, I guarantee you, and I haven't read all the articles, I've seen the headlines, I guarantee you they're calling for cancellations of Woody Harrelson right now.
Yeah.
The Patrick Warburton, who was on Seinfeld, and he's the voice of, what's his name, Joe in the wheelchair on Family Guy. I saw an article the other day where he said, I used to apologize for being on Family Guy. He goes, I'm not apologizing anymore. Because the world needs humor, and people need to get thicker skin and lighten up, you know. But again, all these things they want to cancel. Everything is all about canceling.
People are just so soft these days. It really is. I mean, we can banter back and forth about it, but it actually is terrifying to me at this point. Because if we don't course correct, to that actor's point, if we don't course correct, like where do we end up?
Sending pussies to fight in Ukraine.
Legitimately.
That's where we end up.
I know.
You're going to call on your sons and daughters?
I didn't want to be the first person to use the P word because I'm told that I'm vile when I'm on
you
your show.
You are vile,
so.
but I love your vileness.
But it's true.
Mike Pence is calling for us to send our sons and daughters to Ukraine, or what we could potentially be doing. What are we sending? People that need a safe space? People that need a coloring book? People that can't even handle Donald Trump getting elected president? People who want to get their professors fired for having an idea that's different from theirs. People who want to cancel television shows, put comedians in jail. We're sending that over there. That's weak ass, man. They don't need to be in the fight. That's cannon fodder. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this ain't PlayStation. They actually do shoot back. You don't get to, what do they call it when you're playing a game and you get new lives?
You don't get to just, respawn.
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 Yeah, respawn. You're dead. Like, boom, you're blown up. I mean, you think the 22 suicides a day by veterans is bad now? Send that weak bunch of mental midgets over there.
No kidding.
And put them in war. You want to talk about a crisis for generations to come. I'm telling you, these people aren't, they can't watch effing TV without getting offended. You think you're going to send them to war? Holy shit. Comes from China. I mean, you guys were scared of the flu to the point where you put a mask on your face and got on an airplane, sat down in a seat, and when they brought you a little thing of cashews and a Coke, they were like, okay, you can take your mask off now. And you were stupid enough to do it. One, to wear the mask and then take it off and be like, oh, it can't hurt me now. I'm eating cashews. I'm having my Fiesta mix. And it's like, we're going to send you to war? We got to cancel everybody because you hurt my fifis. You know who's going to hurt your fifi? Is a Russian soldier with an AK-47, and they shove it up your ass and pull the trigger until it goes click. That's going to really hurt your feelings. A lot.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not. I never am, actually. That may be the reason why everybody leaves me. And that in comedy is what they call a callback. There you go. God. Let's take a quick break because this is what I really want to talk about in the next segment. And we're going to have some laughs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So, thoughts and prayers still with the people of East Palestine, Ohio, okay, with that massive train derailment, and they set the chemicals on fire, and now it's affecting people's voices, the way they talk. People are trying to talk, and their voice comes out like Mickey Mouse. Weird stuff's happening. We've seen the chemicals in the rivers. We've seen what it's doing to cars. And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Look at this guy. I wanted so bad. He literally looks like a penis. I wanted so bad to have hard hats and safety vests for us today. I went to several stores yesterday. I could not get everybody. There were no hard hats anywhere.
That's idiot.
And look at this guy. So he finally shows up. He said, and we can play some of the clips, but I don't want to just yet, Chris. He said, Ohio has the attention of the entire administration. He said he was focused on action, not politics. He said he would get there at some point in time. He finally made this trip last week, and he goes up there, and okay, so Donald Trump goes up there a day or two before that. No pictures of Donald Trump in hard hats. I know you guys are going to say, oh, but Pete's out there where the action is.
Right. That's why he waited 3 weeks.
Pete's out there where the hardcore shit hits the fan. He's out there risking his life.
I'm so sure.
I don't know what's falling out of the sky that he needs a hard hat. But, and a safety vest. I mean, you're not working the highway, Pete. I get it. You look like a really perverted, dorky version of the Village People in that construction gear. And let me tell you why I know he's full of shit. Was his shoes. Look at his shoes. Now, this is a Chad Prather original, thanks to Chris and Brandon over there. Look at those shoes. I'm going to go to the wreckage, but first let me go by Johnston and Murphy and get myself some dress workies right there. Let me go get, look at those. Look at those shoes.
Oh, my God.
I mean, this guy's ready. I mean, he is effing Bob the Builder right now. Wow. I mean, listen, you always want to make sure your shoes and your bag are on point, right? No matter where you go. I mean, those are any occasion shoes right there. And let me tell you something. When a train derails and there's massive spillage and you set the chemicals on fire to the point where they describe it as another Chernobyl, I want to make sure I'm wearing sensible shoes. Hard hat. Yes. Look, there they are. Look at them. Booyah.
Wow.
Booyah. I mean, what a putz. There's his shoes right there. So that's why people are like, oh, no, he's out there where the action's happening.
Right.
Well, he wore his action shoes. You could tell that. Always stylish, Pete Buttigieg. Yeah. So there he is. I would love to see video. If you have it, play the clip.
Like, none of this was here, obviously, right? So this site is completely different from what it was in day one. Some of it burned off.
In terms of what this is running on right now, is that going to be, is that kind of the same standard as what will be permanent, or is there some interim?
The product in it, isobutylene. PVC powder that was inside the hopper. So as this copper got hot, it actually melted it. So it's a different. The PVC or the vinyl chloride that's in the car.
Look at him.
He has no idea what's going on.
This to me.
That's strictly first responder EPA.
That's first responder, yeah, EPA. That's none of our roles, yeah. And then these were all laying out on the railroad right away when they were shot.
Oh my gosh.
Get up in there, Pete. Bob the Builder. Can we build it? This to me is like you throw me in a chemistry class at MIT.
Right.
And I'm just going to stand around and look at you guys with your Bunsen burners and be like, let's go party. Let's have a drink. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on here. What do I do with my hands? I mean, he is literally in that mode right there of going, just nod and look like you care.
Right. And then ask some sort of a question that will get them to.
So is this where the tracks go this way, that direction? Is that where they're going to go? Are we going to have some tracks that are going to run? So there used to be some stuff here, and now it's not here anymore. Will there ever be stuff here again? Do you think that? I mean, this is an administration of the unqualified. I keep saying this whole deal. They're diverse. Karine Jean-Pierre told us they're the most diverse ever, but this is an administration of the unqualified. Pete Buttigieg doesn't have a damn clue. I don't even know if the guy's ever been on a train.
Well, Chad, I think you're being too hard on him. Oh gosh.
You walked into that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I think you're being too hard on him because he had to take a lot of paternity time. Chest feeding was really hard for him.
Chest feeding.
He found it very hard to produce.
I thought Chaston did the chest feeding.
No, but you do it in tandem.
Do you?
With your partner, yeah, when you chest feed.
Yeah.
So he had problems producing his milk, and he had to just take some time off. So he's just trying to get back up to speed.
You know, I know lesbian couples that have kids, and they do great. Lesbian couples, they do great with their kids.
Yeah.
I've never met a gay couple of dudes who are happy about adopting children.
Really?
I want to talk to Dave Rubin. I want to see if he's still happy.
Yeah. I would love
Dudes
to know
aren't.
that.
What did I say at the beginning of the show? We're not equal.
Well,
Dudes can't
that's
handle
a
that
good
job.
point. Well, I mean, we saw what happened in 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah. They lost it. They lost the child.
They were wildly irresponsible.
That's right. Dave told us in private conversation, he's like, oh, well, our nanny is great.
Why do you always bring up our private conversations?
Because I want to see if somebody, I want to see who's watching the show. Because I don't think Dave's going to text me and be like, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, Chasen and Pete,
help.
I'm sure Pete and Chasen have a lot of help.
Have a lot of help as well.
Dudes just can't raise kids, is what I'm saying. They can. I know somebody's out there who's going, I did it.
And I feel
not easily. You didn't.
I feel like if it's a lesbian couple, they're not. Even if they have the means, they're not gonna get the help.
No.
They don't want the help. They want to spend the
They
time.
want to do it
with
because
the baby.
it's natural to be a nurturer.
Right.
As
Right.
a
Exactly.
woman.
That
is
maternal
typical.
instinct.
Well, you're stereotyping. Yeah, because it's based in fact.
Right.
But anyway, back to Pete. He didn't have the shoes. I think I own those shoes, actually.
Well, you know what to wear if you ever have to go to a train derailment site.
I have a shoe for every occasion. Trust me, I'm a shoe dude. I'm a boot dude, but I got shoes too. I got a shoe for every occasion. I promise you, if I go to the train derailment, I'm not wearing those.
Really?
No, I'm not wearing. I'm not wearing the brown leather. That's it. That I saw that and I was like, because everybody's like, well, see, Trump went to McDonald's. He was buying everybody McDonald's and he was handing out hats and he's just campaigning. Yeah, yeah. Pete really meant business.
Right.
Yeah. Hang tight. Be right back. All right, Thursday night of this week, I'm going to be in San Antonio at Sam's, and come over there and check us out. Get your tickets at chadpratherlive.com. Friday night, I would love to invite you to Granbury. We're going to be at Granbury Live again, but it's sold out. And also going to be in Cleveland, Texas, Saturday night, but guess what? Sold out. Put it on your calendar, some forward thinkers out there. March 31st, I'm going to be places like Midland. People always like, that's a big room out there, 1,800 seats in Midland for the Wagner Noel, and I want to fill that sucker up because I love going to the Permian Basin out there in Texas. That's always a party. And so that's going to be a big show. It's going to be me, bringing Jesse Payton with me, bringing the band with me. It's going to be all the stuff. So
awesome.
It's going to be a big deal. And in one of these days, me and you are going to get on stage together.
Yeah, we're workshopping that now.
Let's find us a venue and put some chairs out. Let's go out there and have some fun.
Let's do it.
We do it. AmericanBeautyBySarah.com. Check her out. Don't forget to subscribe to BlazeTV.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.